Hey, what's up, everybody? Jared and Colette here at Mountain Range Fitness. We have some exciting news to share with our gym community and community in general. And so we just wanted to take a couple minutes to explain the new program we're going to be putting out called Built for Life. I'll let Jared take it from here.
Well, as you know, right, May, just this past May marks 6 years that Mountain Range Fitness has been open. And so even Colette and I, we've evolved so much, right? And so as individuals, as a gym, and our trajectory has just continued to get better over time. But for a long time, and that's where I want to kind of, take this back to is like even Colette and I personally, for the first 3 or 4 years that we owned the gym, you know, we were big into strength training, and we weren't looking at like our entire program as like a holistic type of approach. And so there was huge gaps in, just our overall health and fitness. And so we knew that there was an issue and we needed to correct it, right?
Yeah.
And so we started to chip away. And the first thing that we kind of started with was nutrition. And it was actually Colette that kind of took that leap of faith and really, kind of committed to changing her life through nutrition because she knew she was strong, right? But, and it was kind of, same with me along the way, but she took the initial first step. And so, but, that whole time she was super strong, but she wasn't happy and she wasn't totally confident with her body. And so then she wanted to take control of her nutrition and then see if that would help her take control of her life. And kind of talk to us about that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the nutrition part of it, I will tell anybody, scream it on the mountain, whatever you want to say, but it truly changed my life, my body. Those of you who have known me before or prior, high school, I was very active. I've always, been a strong girl, carried a lot of muscle mass and stuff like that. But at the same time, I also carried a lot of fat, and I had children and all those things that come along with everybody's life. We all have a story. We all have something that we can look back on and then hopefully look forward in the present, or if maybe you're looking to change your life, that's kind of what you're looking at. Like, how can I be a better person? And I will say for sure that nutrition is definitely what changed my life and what changed my body. And I'm so very thankful, that I was able to do that, learn from that, have the support of my family, and then continue on to bring it to the gym and realize that there needs to be that in the picture. There needs to not just be Mountain Range Fitness where you come and work out. There needs to be Mountain Range Fitness where you come to be a better person all around, by doing nutrition, by working out, by having set goals that you check off every day, and making you a better person in general, not just with your physique, but with your mind and everything. So that's the direction that Jared and I are going in right now, and we're super excited to offer this to our whole entire community. So
Right, exactly. And so that was kind of a little bit of the backstory, right? And so she had to go ahead, take that leap of faith, right? To hone in on her nutrition. And I know, like, even looking back at that, we were going to different, parties and getting with friends and all these different things.
sporting events.
Yeah, exactly. She was packing her food, and I could just see how determined she was because I had seen, even as her husband, how she had lost kind of her way. She had lost her confidence. She just wasn't the same, lady that I had married, 5, 6, 8 years before. And yeah, going through, having our children, going through these different things, and the whole time, I loved her and all these other things, but I knew she just wasn't, comfortable and confident with herself. But at the same time, either was I, right? And so when we look back at that, for me, I had that like imposter syndrome. I felt like I was a fraud. I owned a gym, and I was supposed to be leading individuals in my community, but I still wasn't being the man, the husband, the father, gym owner, guy that I felt that I needed to be. And so Colette made that decision first. She started to I mean, she was looking great. You could see the pounds coming off. She was focused. She was determined, you know, and I was sitting there kind of like on the other side, and I'm watching, and I'm like, I'm super happy for her, right? Because in that aspect, you know, I didn't want to be selfish and everything like that. I knew that she had goals, and it wasn't about me, it was about her. But then all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, like I better step up my game too, right? Because like she's starting to kick butt, she's starting to transform, and here I am. What kind of husband, what kind of support am I going to be if not, I'm not going to be right there with her? And so then I started to adopt better practices with nutrition just by seeing her. And even though I wasn't where I needed to be at the time either, you know, she was well on her way, and I was slowly trying to get there. And then I would say both of us really had a, you know, like
mental
a
shift.
Yeah, exactly, like a mental shift, right? Whenever a couple of years ago we decided to do 75 hard, and so for us, 75 hard then implemented like that mindset shift, because you have to have those, you know, you're using the like the habit tracker, so to speak, right?
Yeah,
you have
power
to hit
list.
those, yeah, those power lists, and you have to hit those daily
Check marks.
right?
Yeah.
And so you start to create better habits, and then over time, if you go through it and you pass it, which we both did, you got to start to see like that mindset shift, right? I know
Yeah.
like one basic thing is just like kind of every time we pass the sink, right? One thing for me is like, oh, there's a few dishes in there, who cares, right?
Yeah.
And so like going through that though, I would say you should care. Like
Yeah.
you need just stop. It's just a couple of dishes. Rinse them off, put them in the dishwasher. Like don't
Take
be
care.
lazy, right? Like just creating better habits. And so we had the strength training. We started to implement the nutrition. We went through a program like 75 Hard to, you know, really start to get that mindset shift.
Yep.
But it's still, at the same time, it wasn't enough, right? When you think about it, we think about like 12-week transformation or 75 Hard. You know, these different things like this, which are all great programs, but what do they do after? And a lot of times, even with working with folks, you know, over the last couple of years, we've seen, you know, to where people, maybe they come out of that 12 weeks, they kick butt, but they don't know where to go. Like, where am I going after this, right? And so that's another part of where we're, you know, excited to announce and everything that we have finally put together, like, the perfect program, the program that will get people going in the right direction.
Yeah.
We have 4 pillars that we're going to use that are going to be like kind of our route to get you guys, you know, to be successful. And so the first one, first and foremost, is strength training. We do believe that, you know,
Yes.
wholeheartedly. We know that you have to be strong, you have to have muscle.
Resistance training is so huge for so many health benefits, no matter what age you are. So that is definitely something that we are very passionate about, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And then 2 is nutrition. We started our nutrition program almost a year ago.
No, over a year.
Over
It's been
a
a
year.
little bit over a
yeah,
year, yeah.
exactly. Time flies. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, so like it's been doing great too, right? But there's a little bit of a disconnect there. We do have some folks that don't strength train, and we know that if you can combine those things, that you're going to have just that much more success.
Right.
And so, and then obviously setting yourself up for long-term success.
Yeah.
Our
Especially if you have
third-
rapid weight loss, or you know, you have a lot of weight to lose. And strength training is so important because it truly does change your body composition. And so nutrition and strength training together are what is going to truly give you the body that you're after, no matter who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then third, our next pillar is going to be daily movement. And so again, inspired by Colette with all of her daily
Hashtag.
yeah,
Daily
her
walk.
hashtag daily walk. I mean, it started like a movement. There's so many people, gym goers, people outside the gym, you know, friends, family, just, you know, obviously college roommates, things like this. But we know how social media works too, right? But another important aspect, it's kind of twofold. It gives you that extra movement throughout the day, help burn a few calories, things like this, right? Just so we're not so sedentary, just sitting throughout the day. A lot of us are now on computers, phones like that, spending a lot of time sitting down. So it'll help with that. But then also, like for me personally, it really helps me to kind of disconnect
Yeah.
and de-stress. I mean, honestly, I don't even know if I say that I love the daily walks to just go out and walk, right?
Yeah.
But just because I'm just kind of that guy, I'm just more type 1. Like I need something like to focus on. But I've begun to like enjoy them because I do like to get out there, de-stress, disconnect, kind of let my thoughts, kind of take over a little bit and stuff like that. So I don't feel like I'm in the rat race and these different things. So we've seen a lot of great, just positive impact from just that daily movement. 30 to 45 minutes of just active walking outside.
Yeah, outside is key. I mean, I know people live in different climate, different weather and all of that kind of stuff, but outside is key because there's so many benefits to vitamin D too, and that is really truly the way to get the best amount of vitamin D is to be outside and get it. So there's a lot of benefits to walking outside, but even if you can't walk outside all the time, getting your movement in somehow is super important. So that was number 3, right?
Yeah, and then number 4 would be like habit tracking, okay?
Yeah.
And starting to create these daily habits, working with a coach one-on-one to set those habits and because we want the individuals too to have some say-so on it, right? The coach just can't direct the individual on what their habits should be.
Yeah.
We'll recommend 2 to 3 of them, and then we want the individual to come up with another 2 or 3 that are important to them.
Yeah.
For me, one of my habits is to spend a minimum of 10 minutes with Colette 2 to 3 times a week of just nothing else. No phone, no TV, no computer, nothing. Just me and her really connecting on that like intimate type of level, right? So we make sure that we always have that relationship because we want that to be strong. And so that's 4, which leads to kind of, I said 4, so maybe you say 5, but is the mindset shift. And for us, that's like the icing on the cake. That's the secret sauce right there is the mindset shift. And that's where we see a lot of the success.
Yes.
Obviously for us personally, a lot of you guys know if you've seen our pictures from 4 or 5 years ago, you can see our transformation. Yes, we were always strong. There was some muscle, under there, but we weren't in the bodies that we wanted, and we had to have that mindset shift. And there was a couple of times that we did lose some weight. We felt a little bit better, things like this, but it wasn't the ultimate prize that we were looking for. And so we had to have that mindset shift and to create those daily habits and to really just put ourselves on the road to success.
Yep.
And
share our story because honestly, we tell people that all the time, like the ripple effect that you can truly have on other people that you may never even know that you have, put a little bug in their ear or you've made them shift their mindset in some way. That is truly to me, it gets me emotional, it gets me fired up because that right there is what makes it all worth it. The times when you do have to pack your lunch or you do have to say no to something, or maybe you have those haters out there because they're always going to be there, but the times that you hear people say, hey, just seeing you today, or looking at your story and you being real with who you really are and what really transpired, because people see us now that maybe didn't know it and they just see us now, right? They don't understand that we all have a story, we all have a way that we have gotten to where we're at. And so if you can get that in your mind as well, of like, you don't know who you will truly impact in this life. And to me, that's my main goal. How many people can I change? How many lives can I change by just being real and just being me? And I know that's Jared's too.
Yeah, for sure. And that's our number 1 goal. And honestly, that's why we're so excited to launch this program, because we know this program is going to change so many lives. We have 2 folks going through it right now, and we just absolutely see them taking control.
Gives
right?
me goosebumps.
Yeah, exactly. So they were headed down the wrong path. They came in, they sought us out, and we have just totally, obviously with them, right?
Yeah, they're doing the work.
That's it. They're doing the daily work. They're creating those habits, having that mindset shift, and they're putting the work in, but it's an amazing thing to see.
Yeah, getting that text of not on insulin anymore. Oh my goodness, that was like amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
So amazing.
And so that's what we're excited to announce.
Yes.
We are eager, we are willing. We just want to make those connections. Please reach out to either one of us. We're easy to find. We're on social media. I'm at Wyatt Strength and Conditioning. Colette
Wyatt.
Colette Wyatt on
Yep.
Instagram. Reach out to us. Obviously, Mountain Range Fitness. You can find us on Instagram, and you can Google us. You can find us anywhere. But we are here. We are wanting to help you. We want you to do just like we did, and multiple people that we've helped over the last few years
Yeah.
recapture your life.
Yep, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
Never, ever, ever too late. Doesn't matter where you're at in your life, you can always change. If you have another day to breathe, you can change your life.
That's right. All right. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you.